if you don't know me, my name's Rebecca and I run Travel With Me, RC, this YouTube channel, and I also own the travel business RC Travel. So as you've probably seen from the ears and today's thumbnail is that I'm going to be talking about Disney. We all know, I love Disney. So today I'm going to talk to you specifically about the fireworks, what they are, what I love, what I don't love, and then any little bits of advice, tips, tricks that I can give you to make sure that you have the best fireworks experience. I know it's something that maybe people go into not knowing what it's going to be like. So if I can share my experience, hopefully that can help all of you on your next Disney trip. So I'm going to start with what are the fireworks. From the name, I feel like it's rather self-explanatory. It is a firework spectacular that happens in each of the Disney parks throughout the world. Yeah, it's a nighttime spectacular that happens in Disney parks all around the world, and each park kind of has its own variation. The castle parks tend to have a similar kind of vibe show, and if you go to Disney in Florida, then Hollywood Studios and Epcot kind of have their own versions of a fireworks show as well. So I'll talk about that in a little bit more detail in a minute. So that's a brief overview of what they are. The shows usually consist of lights, lots of lights, projections, and fireworks. So and music as well. So they're quite a big thing, and they really do kind of take over the parks at that time when they happen. Depending on the time of year and which part of the world you're in, they can be quite late. I think in Disneyland Paris, last time we went in the summer, they were quite late because of the daylight saving time and UK summertime being meaning that the fireworks, it gets dark late is what I'm trying to say. So they will be a lot later. I think it was I want to say around 10, so that's quite late if you've got little kids. And then I think in Florida, I might be recalling this wrong, so I will double check. I think it's around 9, so it's a little bit more manageable, but obviously different parts of the world mean you get dark at different times. So before I get into the good, the bad, things I'd change, things I'd like to see more of, I'm gonna just discuss whether I think the fireworks shows themselves are worth it. For me, that's a hard yes. I would always go and see a fireworks show. I love how, I don't want to say overwhelming, but I love how it just pulls you in and you're just in the story, taking in every single moment of the show in front of you. I think that it just, with the projections and the music especially, it just shows you all the best bits of Disney and their new stuff, their old stuff, how it all works together. And every single show has its own story and message, which I think is really powerful. And it's a really good, I feel like as an adult, reflective moment. Like it really makes you think and appreciate the moment. And I would 100% recommend it. It's something that you're not going to see anywhere else. Such a big display of fireworks and all the animation and effort that goes into it. I don't think any other company can replicate what Disney do with their fireworks. And if you are a fan of generally of shows and things, it's just another good one to add to your list. And considering that there's not many that happen in the evening, they really do put their all into that one moment and really make it special for the guests. Good things that I love about the fireworks. Like I said, I love that you can get completely swept up in the moment. There have been times where I've filmed, I've taken photos, not the whole show, but just bits and bobs. But this time, when me and my boyfriend went in March, I actually said, you know what, it's his first time going. I've not seen this show before, so I'm just not gonna film it. Even if there's a specific song that I love or a bit that I really think, oh, I wanna see this again, We had time to see it again on the trip. We didn't, but that's not the point. I just thought, no, I just want to watch it and experience it properly. So we did, and it was so worth it because you're so there, so in the moment, and you can really take in everything. And yeah, I just really love it. I don't want to waffle too much on that point, but I'd say one good thing about it is if you don't film it, you can experience it fully. Now, there are benefits to filming it. You can watch it back. You've got content to post. I just thought, do you know what? I'm going to have enough photos, so we'll leave the fireworks this time. Yeah, and I think that's kind of everything I have to say for that first tiny bit. I've briefly touched on it, but it is unique, it is special, and you're not going to find it anywhere else. So I think that's something really, really positive about the fireworks shows. And they are tailored to each park. So like I said, the castle parks around the world tend to have a similar kind of vibe show. But then in 2022, when I went to Disney World in Florida, they had a nighttime show in Hollywood Studios, and that was really kind of based around the films, kind of how they've progressed. It kind of went from the very start to right now, and there was projections on the theatre in the main kind of square of Hollywood Studios where the Runaway Railway ride is. So that was really nice to kind of see a different version of the fireworks or another nighttime spectacular, and it just told a different story. It still had the kind of Disney sentiment at heart, but it just kind of highlighted the kind of land you were in. So it just showcased all the good things about Hollywood Studios and kind of just, yeah, put you more in the present moment and made you realise kind of where you were and yeah, how far Disney have actually come. And they've always been incredible. So to see it all like right in front of you was amazing. And the music again, it just like, even though it's a lot of it is bits of different songs kind of put together to tell a story, just the way that they do it, I just think it's amazing. And the different arrangements, I could go on about the music for ages. I would suggest listening to it. I have got a playlist that I can link in the comments of my like Disney days, I think it's called, and it's got loads of ride music and parade music and firework music if it's on there. So if you want to have a little listen, that's always useful. On that, I'd also say one of my fellow creators, Stace Does Travel, I'll put a little picture here. She actually has filmed lots of them, the fireworks and shows in full. So if you needed like a preview, if that helps you, go and give her channel a look as well. So now I'm going to move on to things you should be aware of. They're not necessarily bad things, but they're things that I didn't realise as an adult that they were potential issues. As a child, like we just got pushed around in a buggy, we sat in a nice little spot to watch the fireworks, and this kind of stuff just went over our head because obviously it's an adult thing to think about and to notice really. So I never realised, and I don't know if it's just got more popular over the years, which is always, it could be the case, the crowds. I'm someone who doesn't mind people, not a massive fan of huge crowds, especially when the crowd has no spatial awareness or the individuals don't, and they don't realise what they're doing. And again, that isn't a reflection on Disney itself, just how busy it can get, which is fine. You do expect it, especially when, you know, it's so popular, but that's just something to be aware of. So the first time I actually noticed it was in Disneyland Paris in 2024. 2023, I didn't notice it so much. And in 2022 in Disney World, I also didn't notice it so much. But in last summer, we waited for the fireworks. We waited a long time. we found our spot. It wasn't the best spot, but we thought, okay, we've just had food in Plaza Gardens. We'll just come out and sit by the railings. And, well, we didn't really sit. We just stood and waited. And then obviously more and more people start to wait. And we thought, right, okay. And then as soon as the fireworks were about to start, a woman pushed in front of us and lifted her phone. And I was like, I didn't pay for my Disney ticket to watch the fireworks through somebody's phone like this, because it blocked the view of the castle. It blocked what we were trying to look at, really. And there was a family next to us who also thought they were annoyed as well, because people started putting their kids on their shoulders, which I can understand. I'm not saying that I can't. But just like be aware, especially when it was usually on like dad's shoulders, and men are quite tall. I'm not particularly tall myself, so things like that do become unhelpful. Now, I don't know if it's just a Paris thing, or again, like I said, I haven't noticed this so much in Florida. I don't know if they're just a bit more strict, or it's just a different part of the world thing, but that happens. And it happened again in March. We waited by like the bandstand at the back because we didn't want to try and push close to the castle. You can, from the back of the top of Main Street, you can see the whole of Main Street and the castle. So we thought, perfect. And we waited for about 40 minutes, 45 roughly, by the bandstand. And we thought, okay, this is fine, it's at the back. And there was people in front of us, but we were at a spot where I could stand on a step, and Jack's tall anyway, so he can see over the crowds. That's not an issue for him. But then we stood up for the fireworks, and I was like, oh, there's people behind me. So I tried to be as accommodating as I could with the limited space. And the woman just kind of taps me on the shoulder, and she's like, well, I can't see. And I'm like, I can't do anything about it. Like, I can't shrink because then I can't see. And they only just got there. So I was like, there's not a lot that I can do here. So there is that situation with people as well. And people will ask you to move like you haven't been waiting for almost an hour. And everyone's there for the same reason. So I don't get why people are so pushy. And I did move, and I tried to make sure that everyone can see. But again, that's not my job, but I was trying to be considerate. It's when, yeah, people are on shoulders. It happened as soon as the lights changed and the show was going to start in March, and kids went straight on shoulders. Someone then walked over with a balloon and blocked the view. And I was like, excuse me, I understand you have a balloon, but can you just hold it down? Because there's people behind you, especially then when it was, we'd been waiting a while, these people were coming in just before, and it's just a bit of inconsiderate thinking for people. I get every, experience is different, and that doesn't always happen. But those are just some small things that have happened for us. And I get they want their kids to see. I can totally understand that. But they have to think that it's not just for them. There's hundreds of people. But that didn't take away from it. We got a good spot, and we did see the fireworks, and it was incredible. But that's just something to be aware of. And if you have kids or take kids, also be aware of that as well. And just be mindful of other people. Like, whatever situation you're in, it's likely that if you're nice to someone, then they'll help you or make sure that you can see. But if you just start pushing, that's going to annoy people, especially if they've been waiting longer than you, because it's just not fair. Yeah, I think I'm going to end that bit there, or I could just keep going. But yeah, just be considerate of people. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because everyone wants to see them. They're that good. I understand. Yeah, so let's move on to the next bit. So for the next bit, I'll just kind of talk about little bits and bobs that maybe can solve some of the issues that I just mentioned. One thing you can do in Paris is book a reserved area. I think it's about 20 euros. I don't know the exact price, it probably changes. And you can just basically pay to be in a specific section of Main Street where there's going to be less people and you're going to have a good view. You'll be closer to the castle. So if you're worried about the crowds, that's always an option. I mean, it might not be in budget, or you might not want to pay for something that everyone else is watching for free. But if it helps your experience, then I would recommend it. I haven't done it yet. I've just tried to kind of be lucky with where I stand. But I think after the last one, it might be worth paying for the reserved viewing area. And I think on the same note, if you have like a disability access pass, I think there's a disability area so that it's accessible to everybody. The disability access area isn't something that I've ever had experience with, so I can't give you the full information on that. I believe it's probably on the website or on the Disneyland Paris app, but I think that's an option as well if you need it. And on that note as well, in Disney World Florida, you can in Epcot and Magic Kingdom. I'm not 100% on Hollywood Studios because I don't know kind of how much they actually do the nighttime shows. I'm not sure what's there at the moment. I haven't been for a while. But you can do firework dining. So you're in a specific spot and you get food, different, I think it's desserts a lot of the time, and watch the fireworks from there with your special firework meal, which I think is really cool. I've never done it. When we were in Epcot last time, we saw people, because we were stood, I guess there was like a bridge, I think we were by France, and there was another bit in front of us that you went down a bit. I can't remember exactly, I can see it in my head. And they were all sat on little round tables down there and could see Harmonious in front of them. So those little things, they do cost extra, obviously, but again, you're paying for the experience and you're paying for the knowledge that you won't have or potentially come across crowd issues. So I think I would like to try that next time I venture to America and go to Disney World. I don't know if they do it in California. I've never been. Hopefully one day I will, and I'll be able to let you know how that is. But yeah, I've only got Disney World and Disneyland Paris to kind of go off for this. So another little trick for Disney World for the fireworks, if you do want to avoid the Main Street crowds, there's a section in Fantasyland behind the castle. You can actually still sit, mingle around there, and you'll be able to hear and see the fireworks from behind the castle. You will miss out on projections and everything that's going on at the front, but if you just want the music and the firework experience and aren't too bothered, or you've seen the projections and seen it from the front before, that's a really nice place to actually go and see it. I remember we did Seven Dwarfs Mine Train in Florida, and we came off, had an ice cream, sat in Fantasyland with the fireworks, and that was just a different kind of magical experience. Like, we could relax a tiny bit more. So that's another tiny bit of advice that I'd give for the viewing of the fireworks. You can't do that in Paris. I think they shut everything. I think they shut everything and everyone's kind of at the front of the park. I don't think they have rides or anything going on like they do in Florida. I think it's probably down to, I don't know, health and safety, obviously, and then the size of the park. It's a lot smaller in Disneyland Paris. So I think probably, I'm just guessing, I'm just thinking here, it's probably something to do with, it's to do with health and safety. So that's my little advice for the viewing area for that. So I'll just kind of end with a few bits of advice. I think the first thing would be plan. Make sure you know when you're going to go to the fireworks, what day, and it's always good to have a rough idea. Things can change, you can see things more than once, but make sure that you do get it in because it's 100% worth it. I'd say things in Disney that are free, I just think it's amazing how they don't charge extra for all these things. Go to them, they're free, just go and experience it. You can always leave. There is always a cast member that will find you a safe route if it's too much, and they will help you. That's what they're there for, to make sure that everyone's safe and has the best experience. So just try it out. Pick your spots strategically, and yeah, just have a go. I'd say, what else would I say? Oh, one thing they do have with the fireworks, they have different merch that they bring out. So things that light up, different light up ears, which I actually have got a pair in my mum's, which I completely forgot about. Me and my sister got them last time we went? Maybe when we were children? I remember these ears so vividly, but I cannot remember where we got them. So little things like that, they also sell in the evenings, which they don't necessarily throughout the day. So that's a fun little thing that you can have. But one thing I do want to talk about is in Paris, they use lots of drones, which are really, really cool. And when we went last summer, we saw the Electrical Sky Parade, and that was amazing. And it really, really made me miss Disney's nighttime parade. They used to do a parade. I'm not sure if some sort of nighttime parade is returning with the new stuff going on. I see different updates on different things every day, but I just wanted to say that I miss the electrical nighttime parade. If anyone else loves it and remembers it, just let me know so we can just daydream about it together, because I love it. Oh, watching videos of it and all the dresses and all the effort, and oh, it's just amazing. Yeah, a random sidetrack there, but oh my goodness, they just really do it, everything so well. And as much as there's a lot going on, for me personally, it's not really like an overwhelming experience. It isn't too much. It's just the right level of music to projections to firework ratio, and they just do it. They just do it so well. Like, you can feel it when you're there. The magic, that's what does it for me. The fireworks, those experiences, you can really feel the magic. You forget that they've, done this a million times, and that there are technical things going on in the background, and like when a firework goes up, as a certain beat of the music happens, and it just, everything happens all at once. It just, yeah, they create the magic. And that is what I think you should take away from this video, is that maybe there's challenges, maybe there's things that need figuring out. It just does get busy. But at the end of the day, whatever happens, you're always gonna feel the magic of Disney. And I think the fireworks encapsulate that. They do that. And because it's at nighttime as well, it just has that bit of extra sparkle. I think that's it from me for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you found the information useful. If you did, let me know in the comments. And if you have your own tips and tricks for the fireworks, just let us know. It's always handy to have things, from everybody else, and everyone's always had a different experience, so I always find that really helpful as well. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!
Chers amis, nous vous donnons rendez-vous dans 10 minutes pour découvrir notre spectacle.